just got back from walking my dog Lola and decided to come home and just turn on the mic because I had a thought based on an observation as I was walking her. And I just wanted to get my thoughts out. And hopefully this can help you too, because I found it to be a really helpful perspective shift for me. So first and foremost, I just want to say, if you don't have a dog, you should consider getting a dog. This is our very first dog between me and my husband. We grew up without dogs. I had cats growing up. He didn't have any pets. And we do have 2 cats, and they're wonderful. And in fact, my orange kitty, Leon, is pushing me basically off my office chair because he's taking up the whole back half. The cats are so sweet. But having Lola has brought so much joy and happiness, and I honestly believe good health and healthy habits into our home. The main one being that this dog has a ton of energy and she needs to go for a walk, a nice long walk every day, or possibly 2. The things that have happened because I've been taking this dog every day for a walk because I work from home. My husband loves to walk Lola, but he drives the kids to school in the morning and then goes into his office. We walk her together on the weekends. But just moving my body every day for at least a half an hour, knowing that I have to get this dog out in the neighborhood, they need to smell things, they have to do their business, they have to get their energy out. It has been awesome for me because I know that pretty much first thing in the morning, I'm going to get some sunshine on my face. I'm going to move my body, and it's going to be just an overall mood booster. Plus, it's just really good to get up and be walking and get out and about. And the other cool thing that we've noticed is that we have met so many of our neighbors who also have dogs. I mean, we've lived on the street for 15 years, and we're on like a really narrow, steep hill, and we don't really have sidewalks. So going out for a walk isn't very normal. People are usually just kind of driving back and forth up and down the hill. But when you have a dog, you kind of have to be out walking on the hill. And it has allowed us to meet so many of our neighbors. And in fact, my son Jack's bar mitzvah was this past weekend, and we had several of our neighbors at the bar mitzvah who have become very close friends, all because we have really bonded in the last almost 4 years walking our dogs. So all positive, all good. I just wanted to mention, I noticed all of the benefits that have come into my life from having a dog, and just, she's so sweet, and just getting greeted every day with such a warm, affectionate welcome. And I had every excuse in the book, like we're not going to be able to travel because who's going to watch the dog? And even though we have family close by, they don't want 65-pound dog that sheds a ton of fur in their house. So I have found an amazing dog sitter. So every excuse you might have, I don't have time, I'm not home enough, there's always a way to combat that excuse. And if you work from home, it is so wonderful to have just a little buddy that's with you every day to be your companion. Nothing but love. I also like to keep my house really nice. I think I have a really beautiful home. I love designing. I love decorating. And so it's like important to me, but our home is very comfortable. It's not one of these houses where you feel like it's a museum. The kids are welcome everywhere. We have like little decorations everywhere, and nothing's too precious that it would make me so mad if it got damaged or broken. But the dog's been great. And also there's dog fur everywhere, but I got a vacuum and I vacuum it up every other day, and it's no big deal. So all of the excuses that people make about not being ready for a dog, not wanting a dog, I would just say, I can promise you it is so worth it. And that's my little rant about dogs. But that's not even what I was thinking when I hit record on the microphone for this episode. What I was noticing when I was walking her was that it's almost March. We're kind of pivoting into spring. So I noticed that all of the shrubs, the bushes, the rose bushes, hedges, things have been trimmed back all around my neighborhood. And I noticed that where the hedges and the bushes have been cut, there's already new buds that are forming, like new little tiny sections of growth. And if you look, there's like a big leaf and a big kind of stem, and then it's chopped at the end. And then on that cut piece, there are tons of brand new little beautiful leaves growing in clusters, like new growth. And it got me thinking about the concept of pruning. So that's what it is when you cut back bushes and hedges and plants. You cut off the older growth, the growth that is still pulling nutrients, pulling energy from the plant, and you cut it off in order to encourage new growth, to encourage stronger plants, more beautiful roses. Like if your rose bushes start to look a little scraggly, when you cut them way back and you prune them, new growth comes in stronger and the roses are bigger and they're more beautiful and vibrant. The hedges get more full because you are cutting off parts of the plant that are taking nutrients that it no longer really needs because it's overgrown, it's kind of past its prime, and you're eliminating those things in order to preserve those nutrients and encourage new growth. And what that got me thinking about is just our businesses and our lives and our schedules and our commitments. And I have personally noticed that when I prune my life, when I simplify, when I cut off things that are taking up my time, that are not really serving me, or they're not really allowing me to grow and to thrive. I mean, that's what happens with plants when you prune them, is that they start to thrive again. When I do that, I notice that my energy gets reallocated to things that are really important to me, things that make me feel more energized, more passionate about the work I'm doing, more in line with my purpose in life. And it gives me reignited vigor for the work I'm doing, for the commitments I have in my life. Let me give you a few examples. Pruning around my home. I mean, I did just mention that I love keeping, I just love decorating and I love having a clean home. I am a clutter bug for sure. I think it's just part of having like adult ADHD. A lot of open projects that are not completed, a lot of piles where I can say I know exactly to the slice of paper, the sheet of paper, what's in that pile and where to find it. But it's still a pile, which represents unfinished work. When I have all of these unfinished projects and piles and clutter and things around my house that haven't been put away, they haven't been sorted, these things take energy. They drain me. And when I prune that or put them away or don't allow myself to let these piles form or don't allow myself to start a project unless I finish it, and I prune these unfinished projects or unfinished tasks and piles of things around my house, I find myself with more mental clarity, more enthusiasm, more calm to grow and thrive in other areas. Even being more focused on my kids. If I'm not constantly thinking about, oh gosh, I have to take the time right now to put this away and file those papers and sort this and that so that I can't really focus on being with my kids, then I am not mentally present when I'm with them. And so by eliminating those piles or not allowing them to form in the first place, by cutting off the ability to not finish a task or to let a pile sit without it being sorted and put away, I am pruning that clutter from my life in order to give more energy to other things. Similarly, let's say with your wardrobe, I'm listening to a really great masterclass, Un-F Your Closet, like F-U-C-K. Those are her words, not mine. Un-F Your Closet with Shelley Carlson. And she talks about really, we have too many things. And I am so guilty of this. I love clothes, but you can catch me 95% of the time wearing sweats and a t-shirt and a sports bra to go walk the dog. So I have so many beautiful things, and I realize it is holding me back from getting dressed in the morning quickly, from releasing all of the things in my wardrobe, from being able to quickly hone in on putting outfits together, and I'll just stand in there and I get overwhelmed. And so by pruning the wardrobe or even storing out of season items, you allow yourself to really focus only on what fits you, what works, what makes you feel good and look good, and you can get dressed a lot faster and preserve that time and energy for other things. Another example of this is the projects that you take on in your business. And I talk about this a lot in the Profitable PR Pros community and specifically in Agency Accelerator. When we say yes to things for different reasons, maybe because you have fear that something else isn't going to come along, or you have concerns that you're going to let somebody down if you say no, or you're just starting out in your business and you feel like you kind of have to take on everything that comes your way because, you hung your shingle and you're in business. And so business means you provide a service, you provide the service. So if someone wants that service from you, then you got to do it. That gets you bogged down with projects that are not the right steps on your path, with projects maybe that are low paying, that drain you. They don't have really good ROI for your own time in your business. They don't get you working towards the kinds of clients, your ultimate niche that you want to serve in, or saying yes to things that might be a ton of time that really aren't worth it, or they end up getting into that project category where there's scope creep. Those things will drain you in your business. And when you prune carefully the things that aren't serving you, even the people in your business that aren't serving you. I recently had to go through this with my team and realized that for the sake of being fast and the sake of hiring people for specific tasks that I didn't really want to do, I was spending a lot of money and I had a lot of different contractors doing different things. I'm thinking primarily about the Generation Academy side of the business, but I had graphic designers, I had copywriters, I had customer service, I had an integrator, I had a whole integrator team, writing, scheduling emails and programming things, when each person was kind of working on one specific task in a silo. And it was a lot easier to just keep adding people as I needed them than it was to take a step back and say, okay, wait a second, the business has grown. What are our needs now? And realizing that if I pruned a lot of the additional people, they were wonderful people. No knock on any of them. They were all wonderful, but they were just doing what I hired them for, and it was piecemeal. And when I stepped back and really realized that I was overpaying for different services, and I could probably start over with somebody that had more of what I needed now, more of the overall package of services and abilities that the business needs at this stage, then that would allow me more revenue to come in and actually bring in a profit. It would allow me to have more mental load lifted because I wasn't thinking about managing these people and thinking about what are they all doing and spending the money to, keep all of them doing their one singular task. There wasn't an overall big picture of where all of the pieces were aligned. It was just that everybody was doing what I asked of them, not what the business actually needed based on data, based on information we're gleaning from the community, from data we're getting from email sends and from launch metrics, and somebody really looking at that to make informed decisions. Because people will just, if you hire them to do something, they're going to do what you ask them to do, not necessarily go in and do what is needed and what is necessary. And in my case, I had to prune the team literally down to nothing, cut off all of the branches. And the new growth is small and mighty and strong, and it's working brilliantly. And it's so exciting because now not only is the business reinvigorated with this new, healthy, fresh growth, but I'm feeling reinvigorated from it too. So I just wanted to share that because I noticed all along my beautiful walking path in my neighborhood. I love walking in my neighborhood. I love seeing the same people and their dogs and saying hi and looking at the houses and their landscaping. I love the fact that, we're coming up on spring and we're going to have all of this new beautiful growth. All of the pruning that has been done all around the neighborhood and the hedges and the bushes and the things that have been cut back are already starting to show healthy, full growth, where those resources that were being used for leaves and overgrowth that no longer serve the plant were cut off. And where those cuts happened, clusters of new, tiny, healthy baby leaves ready to bloom with the full energy, the full resources of the plant. And it got me thinking about my own life, my own business. And I want you to consider today, well, first and foremost, consider getting a dog. Check your local rescues. The way I got Lola, our wonderful rescue dog, is by connecting with a local rescue organization on Instagram through our neighborhood and just watching very carefully to see what dogs came in. And I really felt a pull to this specific dog, immediately reached out, filled out an application, and she was ours. And I looked for years. The time was right, and it could not have gone more perfectly. She is wonderful. So think about getting a dog if you don't already have one. And where can you prune in your life? Where can you cut back in your business in order to allow yourself to allocate resources and energy to the things that will help you grow bigger and stronger, that will allow you to have the energy for the projects that matter most, for the people that matter the most? It's coming up on spring. It's time to prune. That's what I'm going to be up to. And I hope you'll join me. Hit me up on Instagram at Generation PR and send me a DM if you listened to this episode. Post a story. What did you like about it? And where are you going to be pruning in your life? I want to hear from you. And if you have a dog, post your dog on Instagram and tag me, because I want to see your cute pups. And if you live around my neighborhood, I hope to see you walking your dog while I'm out walking Lola. And go out there and kick ass today, kick ass the rest of this week. I'm going to be out there crushing it too. And I'll see you here soon. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Pitching Powerhouse Podcast. If you're ready to up-level your pitching skills so that you can provide stellar services to your clients, you should think about joining the Pitch Lab. Check out the link in the episode description to learn more. So the Pitch Lab is this awesome, incredible monthly membership experience where you will get the proven formula for crafting PR pitches that actually convert and get tons of strategic, timely pitch angles so you never run out of pitch ideas again. Oh, and you also get access to incredible monthly execution plans that save you hours of time and include irresistible pitch angles that the media cannot ignore. With relevant and timely strategies and topics for PR coverage during current events, holidays, monthly awareness observances, say that fast 3 times, seasonal events, and more, you'll be able to create PR content that makes your clients stand out, even if you are new to PR. So check out the link in this episode's description to learn more. And as always, be sure to tune in to next week for another incredible episode packed with the insights you need to become a pitching powerhouse.